In this video you will see 6 different tactical exercises for the game Slimetrail. Your goal is to find the best continuation, and for that you can stop the video, think about the solution and compare it to the end of the video. In the first position it's green to move, and the question is what's the best continuation. In the second position it's red to move. He's already vaulted off from his own winning square, so is there something he can do? In the third position it's green to move, and there are 2 different options to move, and you have to find out which is the better one. In the next position, the fourth one, it's 2 possible options that the snail can do. You can also move to h4, but these 2 are the most important ones. And your goal is to decide which of these 2 continuations is the better one. Now we get to the next exercise. In the fifth one, it's coming from the same position. Now it's green to move, and your goal is to find the best square. The sixth and final exercise is from the compendium of 21 strategy game from the classroom. And here you have 3 different options, and your task is to find the best one. Let's start with the solution for the first position. In this position it was green to play, and it actually doesn't matter who's to play, the best move is the same for both sides, and namely it is to get into the corner, close off the path behind you and win the game. In the real game the green player just moved his king to the top and later lost the game, and he simply missed the option just to voluntarily close off the snail, because it's a winning option. In the second position we have a similar situation. Actually it's really hard for red to continue this game, but actually he had an option to win the game simply by walling off the snail again. Now it's green to move, and there's nothing he can do, meaning that red has won the game. In the next game we have a similar situation again. It's about whether we can wall off the path behind us, and in this case it's the right way. So we can move to b4, abandon the moving to the top. If this wouldn't be working, then we have to try to go to the top, but in this case it's working, so that's it. So we don't have to calculate actually the path to d6, it's more or less just calculate whether this is losing or winning. And in this case it's pretty simple calculation, since red is running out of moves, and that means, well, there you go, that red has to move, but he cannot move, meaning green has won the game again. In this position, in the actual game, green as a player was afraid that by moving it to f2 he would somehow be walled off, and therefore he decided to move to f4, which was a worse decision because now he was actually walled off, and now the game was, well, not in his favor any longer. Instead, if he would just move towards his own corner, it would be a much smarter decision, and there's nothing that red can do to punish it. Usually you have to decide or calculate whether it is, well, risky, but in this case it isn't. So after moving to the snail to e3, what green was afraid of, that, well, he can somehow force the snail to f4, but it isn't the case, because after the next move the path is closed, and, well, green has the advantage in this game. And so now we can go to the fifth position, which is exactly coming from the same situation. And now it's green to move. We have two different possibilities and we have to check both of them. So the ironic part is that by moving the snail towards the corner, which is seemingly the smart option, green will just lose himself the game, because by doing that, it's now, well, red to move. Should the red player move the snail on the one line, then the snail would just be forced towards the corner and, well, green wins. So red has to try the option of closing the snail in. After doing that, there are only two possible moves left, meaning green is moving into a3 and red is moving the snail to a4. And once the snail is on a4, the snail cannot move any longer because the path behind it is slimed. And that means that green has to move, but he cannot move, therefore green loses the game. If we do the same calculation in the different manner, namely we go on purpose further away from our corner, then it's red to move. And again, red has that dilemma. If he moves us to b1, then the game will be just lost in a few moves because the snail is just forced towards the corner, meaning green has won. Otherwise, the other option is to move it to a3, but now we have the same situation, just with the difference that now it is red to move, and that means red is losing this game. The final sixth position. In this position, there are three moves and you need to, well, analyze all of them. Well, the move to c5 is a bit strange since you don't want to do this if it's not necessary, because you move just further away from your own corner. Sometimes it is necessary if both other moves would be losing, but in this case they are not. So the right way is to calculate the bottom moves, and only if both aren't good, then we have to do this bad decision. But it shouldn't be our first idea in the first place. So we have two interesting options, moving to b3 or c3. Now, moving to b3 is intuitively the first one that we should check because it is on the fastest path towards the corner. But it doesn't mean that's the best move, it's just the first one that we have to calculate. By moving it to b3, it's red to move, and red has actually the option of close in the snail. And now that the snail is surrounded by all the slime and cannot move, it's green to move and it's lost for him. Meaning this is a bad option, and instead it's smarter to try this idea, at least to calculate it. If we do this, then it's, well, red to move, red has to push it to b3. Now it's, well, green again, we move to a2, and it doesn't matter what red does in this situation, he will lose either directly by moving to a1 or on the next move from b1 to a1. So finally, if you are interested in more of such position or tactical exercises, the best way is just to play your own games, and then you will get a lot of such positions where you have to calculate the right continuation. And if you enjoy it, then just, well, continue the course and good luck in your progress.